All right, everybody, how you doing again? We're back with the Deptford Republican Club live streams. This is the campaign kickoff live stream.
Woo!
We got me, Derek Stallwood. I'm the chairman of the Deptford Republican Club. We got Martin McDonough, our councilman candidate, along with Rich Nolan, Deptford council candidate. Sorry we missed last month. It's been a little busy for everybody, closing up summer and all that. So
Yeah, we had a good summer.
it was good. We're gonna get back to it here though today. Just a couple of points. Next week, next Thursday, we have our monthly council meeting. Or council meeting. We're already in. I'm already there. I'm counting us in.
That's a Freudian slip.
Executive committee meeting, right?
Monthly executive committee meeting for the club. Look out for on the Facebook page and the emails for the time and address for that. We hope to see everybody out that we can. We've been starting our literature drops the last couple of weekends, and it's been a good time. We're starting to cover Deptford. Our goal is to cover all of Deptford. Just talking to the residents that have been out there and making sure we get everybody out and getting our information out there.
That's
a lot of
great.
people that don't know that a Republican club exists in Deptford now do, and I'm enjoying getting out there.
We've had a lot of excitement, honestly. I talked to a lot of people, and a lot of support. A lot of Democrats coming out and saying they're excited to just vote for somebody different.
Yep.
People are tired of voting for the same people. They've been doing a good job, but I think we can do a better job.
Well, I think there's a lot of what I noticed, especially on some of these trips, is there's a lot of patriotism in Deptford.
Oh yeah.
A lot of it's kind of closet, a lot of it's out in the open. But at the end of the day, I mean, that's what this is about. This is about having a voice. This is about being heard. This is about being part of your government, part of your community, and having a government that works for you. So it's been a great experience so far. I hope we get to spend a couple of years after November election doing this.
Well, to that point,
Yeah, the next months are going to be busy because we're meeting
next-
everybody in Deptford.
the next couple of months we are going to be out in force. You're going to see Deptford Republicans everywhere. All right, we're trying to hit every household in Deptford and talk to everybody that we can. So if you see us out there, come up to us, ask us questions, all that. Election day is November 2nd, right? On the Tuesday, November 2nd.
Yes.
So we're going to be moving until then. And on that point, we need volunteers.
Yeah.
If you want to get out and help, it's take a couple hours out of a weekend or an hour or any time that you got. Let me know. We'll find something that we can get you doing. We've been getting pretty good, sizable crews out doing this stuff, and it's a lot of fun hanging out with everybody.
Oh yeah, the more people come out, the more fun it is.
Yep, I'm having a blast doing it. I really am. It's a lot of walking, I guess. And when we
Walking's good for you.
it is. When we did the one in Oak Valley a little while back for the primaries,
Oh,
it was hot.
That was hot.
that
was real hot.
That was a rough day.
It was pretty hot. It's still pretty hot, but it's going to start cooling down. The weather's going to be great, and more people are out too, walking their dogs, cutting the grass, all kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
coming in the fall, it's a little easier on me.
And if there was ever one advantage for somebody who didn't grow up in Deptford, is that walking in districts, dropping literature, meeting folks. I can now tell you I have a much better understanding of all the streets in Deptford, at least the ones that I've walked, and learning some shortcuts. So I mean, it's been a great opportunity to meet people, which is the best, but also learn some great shortcuts on how to get from point A to point B without using the regular main
I
roads.
said that's a similar thing for me because I grew up in West Deptford, but I've lived in Deptford now for about 4 years. So getting around and seeing the different areas of the town is definitely nice. Familiarizing myself, and again, meeting everybody out there.
I love seeing all the different houses, and everybody's got different kind of siding and architecture. Got different kind of gardens and driveways. It's so nice to get ideas for my own house. I'm out there thinking, oh, I would love to do that to my house and stuff like that.
I've seen some nice houses out here in Deptford, and I gotta say I'm a little jealous.
Yeah, you guys are really. Some of you guys are really doing a good job there.
Well, at that point, there was a house over actually in your community. Won't say where because I'm sure they know who they are. But they have a Mac Daddy awesome looking garage door that looks like it's wood. It's not, but it looks like it's wood. It's the kind of thing I promise you within the next 12 months you'll see 2 of them on my house, one on each garage door.
Nice. Yeah, see,
Inspiration.
you're just getting ideas and inspiration. It's really nice to meet the community and see everybody. There's a lot of pride. People have a lot of pride in their property in Deptford. It's nice.
Yeah, it is nice just getting out there and seeing everybody. I'm having a problem. I can't see the comments right now. I'm sorry if you guys are in there trying to do to talk to us. I'm going to try and get that up here. But I do want to say, make sure you visit our website, DeptfordNJGOP.org. You can find out about all of our candidates. We've got 2 more, David Aber and Robin Vance, that are running for town council. So get over there, get that information. And then yard signs. I want to make sure that I get that out there. We're going to have our yard signs available very soon. But help us turn Deptford gold and black. Black and gold.
Black and gold, yes.
if you go to our website, DeffordNJGOP.org, and then you just hit the candidates, the GOP candidates tab, scroll all the way to the bottom. You'll see there you can request your yard sign. We'll get you on the list and make sure that we get one out to you. Or you can email me. You know, there's a contact list there. Post it on Facebook. We'll make sure we get you one. We're also going to do sign drives. So over the next 2 months, you're going to see us out there, you know, in a couple of different areas spread around town, doing the sign drive so that you can get our yard signs and a lot of the other Republican candidates. Jack Chittarelli, we got the freeholders that are running. Everybody's running. We got Senate and LD5,
We have a great
Assembly and
ticket.
LD5. It's the whole thing. Top to
Starts
bottom.
with governor, goes down to Senate, Assembly, Commissioner, us. Great ticket the whole way.
The whole way. So make sure if you want change in New Jersey and you want to try and help this, you got to vote red all the way down. I mean, it's really the only way that we're going to be able to get it done.
And you know, I guess this is the year. There's been enough outpouring, enough support. There's enough talk. There's enough things going on that people are very sorely displeased with out of their local and state government. This is the year. If there was ever a year that we can make this happen collectively and as a township, as a county, as a state, this is the year.
Yeah, I said. I mean, I think more people are paying attention now more than ever, and the whole point is to just. I think we all need to get involved. I mean, that's why I'm here. I want to be involved. I want to have my hands on the problem and see what it is and actually have my voice heard. So, and that's what we want to do for everybody else out there. If you're a Deptford resident, come out to us. We can definitely help you out.
Yeah, I know some people have some frustration with how our current government's being run, not just at our local level, but at every level. And the best thing to do is you can start coming to our meetings. We can introduce you to people from the county. You know, you can really get involved. The sky's the limit. I mean, we need volunteers at all levels of the Republican Party.
Everywhere.
And if you're willing to put the work in, you know, you can pretty much help anywhere. And it really is a good way to, you know, kind of get those frustrations out. You know, if you're frustrated with the way things are, you know, at least you can do what you can.
Yeah, and what I'd like to say is like the groundswell. You know, we have to flood the system with everyday people. You know, everybody says, I'm tired of politicians. I'm tired of... Get involved. That's how you're going to do it, and then you can see the issues and have a hand in actually trying to get them done, fixed. So we all know that we had the large storm that came through, and it devastated quite a bit of Deptford. And I want to give a shout out to Vince Santroni. He's been organizing a great team of volunteers that have been going around and helping people in Deptford. He's been doing a lot of great work. So if you guys know who he is, then you know he's a good guy. And if you know anybody that needs help, you can go to the Facebook page, Help New Jersey from Tornado Damage. Get in there. You can sign up to volunteer, get some help out. We've been going out a little bit trying to help out.
Yeah, I've been out for a couple days helping. Yeah, it's really a good. It's nice to see the community come together.
Yeah, and that's one of the things is, in times of need, people do come together. It doesn't matter who you are. If your neighbor needs help, you help them. Yeah,
that's what I saw a lot of that. It was really great to go out there with those guys and help when I could. I mean, I've been very busy, with my family and my kids playing football and stuff. But when I could make it over there, I did. And just the amount of volunteers, guys that have been out there for an entire week straight, took off work for a week to go out there and cut up trees. It's just amazing. And those guys are the real heroes of the storm, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's just been a lot of it. I didn't realize how bad it was. Where I was, thankfully didn't get really hit. But I did drive through Winona a little while, and it looked like a war zone. It was rough.
Yeah. Well, I think we would all agree that kudos to all the volunteers that have gone out there, whether it's for a day, a week, or multiple weeks, or hours at a time. This is really what community is, and while it is terrible to see the tragedy that some of the families have gone through and what they're living through, I guess the bright spot or the hope in all this is seeing the outpouring of people coming out of the community, coming out of all walks of life, chainsaw in hand, gloves in hand, trash bags in hand, saying, I want to make a difference. It's about the people that we're here to serve. It's about us being the community that we know we can be. And that's probably the best part. Out of tragedy is coming some of the best things we could ever hope for.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And it kind of falls back to, what we're trying to do in Deptford here, which is get people involved. We got a lot of issues right now, but we can come together. We can fix these things. We can work on them, and it doesn't matter Democrat, Republican. Deptford's our town, and we want to make sure that's good.
I was going to say, I think a lot of the issues that we're seeing in the world today and in our town and everything is Democrats versus Republicans.
Well,
And I
it's
think
this versus that.
we all
everywhere.
need to really stop thinking like that and start
Right.
working together. Especially in a place like New Jersey. We're never gonna, we all got to get along. There's a lot of different people in New Jersey. It's a very diverse state, and if we draw lines and start labeling people, we're never going to be able to get along. We got to see ourselves as all Americans, all New Jerseyans, all Deptford, all people from Deptford.
And I can guarantee you there's people who have had their property destroyed, had damage done, and have seen volunteers come out. I can assure you they're not worried about whether they're black or white, male or female, Republican, Democrat, or independent. They showed up to help. And that's really what it's about. I mean, again, our goal, if you guys will allow us to be, your elected council persons, council personnel,
Council people, persons, yeah.
come November, the hardest battle that we're going to fight is going to be the battle of removing the monikers and getting people to understand this is about Deptford. This is not about Democrats or Republicans, independents. This is about Deptford, its citizens, and what we can do for each other.
Yeah, so...
No, go ahead.
Well, I figure, so like we were talking about, we're doing the canvassing, and we have 22 districts in Deptford. So far, Deptford, the Deptford Republican Club, we've covered 3 of them. And, like I said, it's great meeting everybody out there. But that's our goal, is to engage the entire community. We really want to get out there and meet you. We want to hear your concerns. Anything. We've been to some of these council meetings, and we've heard some horror stories about what are going on around town, and, we understand government acts slow, but there has to be some communication, and that's kind of what I want to get to is how we want to drive people coming out to let the council know, let your elected officials know what needs to be done in town, because you guys are all over. You guys cover the whole town essentially, so those are the things that need to compile back to us, and we want to make sure that you can be heard.
Yeah, one thing we're trying to do here is, we want to meet everybody, and we want everybody to at least know our names and have seen our pamphlet, because the worst thing that could happen is somebody goes into that voting booth and they say, "I've never heard of these guys." So we're going to be leaving our literature hung on everybody's doorknob in Deptford. We're not knocking on every door because of COVID, and we don't want to be interfering too much with people's lives. If we see people out and about, we'll strike up a conversation with them. And if you guys want us to stop by your door, let us know. If you see us coming to your district, shoot us, a message on Facebook or an email, or even just call me, and we'll stop by your house and we'll chat you up for a little. We want to meet you. We just don't want to be, with
intrusive.
Yeah, with the way the pandemic's going, we don't want to intrude in everybody's life and knock on every door, because we know a lot of people aren't going to want us, that close to them. So we're just going to be leaving the thing. So if you want to come out and help us, don't feel, if you're nervous about knocking on doors or nervous about talking to people, you can still come out and help us hand this literature out. We have a lot of doors to hang on. Right. A lot of people just that, we just want them to see, even if it's just that once, see our names and our faces. That way they know that there's a choice out there. I feel like a lot of people don't even know that there's going to be a choice this year.
Well, I think this past weekend, one of the things that got me was putting door hangers on, and you do have houses where people come to the door, was having folks show up at the door and say, "What are you leaving me?" And say, "Well, here's who I am, introduce myself, here's the literature." And I got to tell you, the most exciting but yet kind of distressing comment was, this is the first time I've seen a candidate bring something to my door in 20 years or 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's insanity. Again, people need to know that there is somebody out there that's willing to listen to them and be their voice, or help them be their voice. Because quite honestly, that's what communities do. That's what townships do. We should be talking to each other. We should be helping each other, and we should be making a great place to live for children and grandchildren.
Well, to that point, talking and helping with each other, there's something I've been thinking about the last couple of weeks, and might as well get your opinion on it now. When we get in,
I like that. When we get in,
or when yous get in,
because of you guys,
there's going to be 3 incumbents already there, obviously. So, I mean, we are going to have to work together. Now, I'm pretty sure that we can do that. But if it comes to a divide between the Republican candidates and the Democrat candidates, I'm sure there's going to be one. I mean, how do you guys think that you can go about like resolving that? Is it something where we put it out to a question in the town? Hey, we're gonna have a special meeting, and get some input.
Yeah, well, I think as we govern, we're going to be looking for a lot more input on everything.
Right.
And I know that's how I'm going to make my decisions.
Mhm.
I'm not going to make, and don't want to speak for the other candidates, but I know we're all our own people. We all have our own political views. We might all be Republicans, but we're not all the same breed of Republican.
That's true.
And we're not all the same person. And I would hate to see things go Democrat and Republican down the line on every
Right.
vote, because that's not who we are. We're going to be voting, ourselves. We do have some promises that we made as a group. One of them is to make it so that people can vote for mayor.
Right.
So that would be something that all four of us, have pretty much agreed if we all get in, we're going to vote on.
Gonna push for it.
And there's all the transparency things. We're kind of all on the same page with being transparent with the public. And a lot of it, though, a lot of our promises are reaching out to the public for your input.
Right.
We want to know where you want your money to go. We want to know what kind of things you want to see in your parks. We want to know what kind of parks need to be taken care of. I know all four candidates have noticed that the parks in Jericho are lacking, and we would definitely like to get some funding to Jericho. I know we've talked about youth sports needing more help. There's a lot of things that we're all on the same page with, but to think that we would just go D and R on all the issues, I think is not going to happen. We're going to be voting our own ways on a lot of things, and I think once we start doing that, hopefully the Democratic councilmen start doing the same.
Right.
And we all can have debates at council meetings, and we can talk about the issues, and we can all kind of, be our own person instead of, showing up for the party.
I think that part of what we have to look at here too is, for us as candidates, we've talked amongst ourselves to be open to listen. Okay, so something comes up before town council and we've got opposing viewpoints, then we have to listen. I'm not opposed to hearing somebody else's viewpoint, and I guess my argument is convince me to your argument. And if you do, then that's what it's about. It's about what's good for the township of Deptford, not what's good for me or Rich or Republicans or Democrats.
Right.
We really have to have the input from the town, and certainly, just as I would ask somebody to make me a believer, then if I feel strongly, then I have the same challenge to them to make them a believer and show them, again, it's not about Republican, it's not about Democrat, it's about what is good for the township.
Yeah, and I like your line, guy, what you were saying. The moniker drops. Once you get in there, we're Deptford residents. We want what's best for the town, and I'm sure that everybody else does. So, just to be, and again, it's all about getting involved. So we want to be involved so that we can see any issues that are coming up, any issues that come down the pike, and actually have a part in mitigating any of that damage. I mean,
Yeah.
we're seeing some issues, like I said, and I'm sure that some of that stuff's going to land on Deptford's doorstep. And we want you guys to know that you have representatives there to help deal with those issues.
Yeah, the cool thing is we have a lot of people involved that do want to stay in this town for a while. I know with me and my kids, I plan on staying in Deptford. I plan on retiring in Deptford. I would love to pass my property down to my grandchildren. You know what I mean? Just like I bought it for my grandparents, and I would like to keep Deptford, a relatively affordable place to live, so it doesn't get priced out of my grandchildren. So my grandchildren don't have to be rich, wealthy, successful people to be able to live in my house, and also keep the town nice so people want to live in Deptford from years from now. And so I want to do what's best for this town. I love this town, and a lot of our supporters are the same way. A lot of our volunteers are coming out. They're getting babysitters for their kids, or they're bringing their kids with them, walking door to door. You know what I mean? We've seen a lot of families come out and support us, and families that want to stay in Deptford and they want to stay in New Jersey. And a lot of them, especially some of the more elderly or retired people that help us, they're starting to get priced out in New Jersey, and they're here to help, and they're volunteering with Republicans simply because they can't afford to live here anymore with a lot of the policies that are being put in place by the other party.
And it's disheartening to hear somebody say, I'm at the point now where I cannot retire in New Jersey because I will not be able to afford my own property taxes on my retirement income or the money that I've saved. Didn't expect to be paying $10,000, $12,000, $14,000 a year in property taxes, in my retirement year. So these are all challenges, and I say challenges, not problems, but challenges that we have as a community, we have as elected officials, we have as people who should care about each other to say, I don't want to see people move out of a home that they lived in for 50 years because they can't afford to live there anymore. When you retire, you should be able to be retired and do the things that you want to do, whether it's play with your grandkids, go fishing, ride motorcycles, whatever it is that you do, that's what we should be focused on. How do we make this the best community, the best county, the best state that it can be, so that people can enjoy their lives in whatever they do?
Yeah, I like a lot of that. I said, I mean, I lived in New Jersey my whole life. As a Republican, I guess I have a love-hate relationship with New Jersey a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is my home, and if I have a business in New Jersey, and I grew up here. I'm raising a family here, and I would like to be able to stay. And a part of that, I think, really is, well, for me, getting involved, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah. I mean, come out, get involved. This is a live stream about the candidates, but it's also about the Republican Club, and having a successful local Republican club is really the key to that. We haven't had one
Which
in a
I think
couple years.
we've built a very good club.
Oh yeah, we're coming along now, definitely. But the thing is, already we're getting people from other towns reaching out to us, wanting to know what we did. How did we do this? How did we get involved? And that's the kind of stuff that spreads. Other towns in Gloucester County start, their own Republican clubs. They see the success that we're having. They start having success, and then you see the county commissioners get elected, and then that's when you start seeing our taxes go down. It's going to be very hard for us as council people to lower your taxes, because we actually have a very small amount of taxes that we tax you on. But we can definitely set examples for everybody else by doing everything we can to get them lower, and then calling out our county officials and other towns to get your taxes lower too. Look, Deptford's taxes were already low. We got them even lower, but we need the school board and the county to step up also.
Well, and having actually a hand in a council, it gives you the ability to apply pressure further up the line, where a lot of that is actually coming down from.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. As I totally lost my train of thought. I forgot where I was going.
That's all right.
Uh-oh.
It's late. It's been a long day.
Well, and I guess just to piggyback on this is that we're right. We're not going to change the world from the township council seat in Deptford, New Jersey. But I guess my goal, and the Kens have talked about this, one of my goals is I didn't get involved in this to change Gloucester County. I didn't get involved to change the state of New Jersey. I got involved because it's about helping Deptford have a voice, helping Deptford be the place that we all want to live, that we're proud to live, that we know that people are treated fairly. We know that there is a great community with good moral fiber and character and the things that we all know and love that somehow or another have gotten a little less important with a pandemic, with elections that divided a nation. At the end of the day, it's about building a community that we're all proud of, and the one that everybody knows they've got just the same opportunity as their next door neighbor to have a great time and a great life.
So where I was going with that was having New Jersey being so one-sided, getting just Republicans in different areas of elected office. It's a healthy exchange of ideas. We can bounce things back and forth because, I don't know all the answers. You don't know all the answers. They don't know all the answers. Nobody does.
No matter how they act.
So you have to be able to sit down and say, okay, this is what I think, but what do you think? And then you gain that perspective.
Yeah, I think it goes back to, like Martin said, we're here for Deptford. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I got involved to try to change Gloucester County and try to change New Jersey. And I didn't even think my town needed much changing.
Right.
I loved it here. And when I started Deptford Republican Club, I was trying to change. I was trying to build this up so we could start the grassroots movement to help change Gloucester County and then New Jersey and help get, some of these crooked politicians, the big ones, like, some of our, I don't know
Tread lightly there.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, we have there's certain congressmen and certain, U.S. senators and even, different state senators that, Republicans might not like that much. And, I got involved to try to give a fighting chance. It's also against the incumbents, I'm just tired of seeing, they don't, when there's no fight, I'm sorry, when you're not fighting, but when there's nobody running against the other side or hardly running against the other side does whatever it wants. They stop forgetting who they work for.
They see it as a mandate.
Yeah, they just know they're going to win every year. So there has to be some opposition to keep the other side honest, and that's why I got involved. I wasn't thinking about Deptford until I started working for Deptford with this club and meeting all kinds of people from Deptford. And then I started seeing, a lot of the issues we were having. It wasn't just the state, it wasn't just the county. Oh my God, this kind of stuff's happening in my own town too. These guys don't really seem like they really care about my own town either. They care about certain people, and certain, groups of people, and they're not really listening when people go to the town council meetings. And I have people coming up to me and telling me all kinds of stories, and I'm like, oh my God, this is happening in my own town. We got to fix this.
Well, that's
we got
one
to
of the-
start holding our elected officials responsible.
That's one of the worst things is the not listening. The whole point of being an elected official is to listen to your
To
constituents
represent your,
and hear what their concerns are and make them feel as though you're making moves to remedy any of those problems. But Dave in the chat there, Dave Aber, if you see him there in the chat, he's actually one of our other candidates, and he did say, it's a good time to ask questions. So if you're in the
maybe
chat,
we can get him on.
we could probably bring him up if he's available. I could
If
work that
we're
out.
tech savvy, you know.
I'm not. But yeah, if you're here and you have any questions, this is a great time. Get them in there. We'll answer what we can. And then if you ever have any other questions, you don't want to put it out in the live stream, or if you catch this one later on when we're not live, you can go to the website. You can go to the forum. You can message us on Facebook. Catch us on the email. It's out there. One of the most important things for us is to get those questions and get them answered and make sure that you feel you're getting represented.
Oh yeah, for sure. Add me on Facebook. Rich Nolan. You can add me as a friend to my personal account. I'll accept you. I get like 10 friend requests a day.
Do you now?
Yeah, but not from Deptford people. I would like it to be from Deptford people.
No.
I get it from like random people, and now I started accepting them, and now I'm like, if they're not from New Jersey, at least I don't accept them. But I'm gonna start looking for Deptford friend requests. So get at me on Facebook. You can message me questions. You can see some pictures of my family and stuff.
Well, the one other thing I wanted to take a moment to do is, and I had a chance, I'll try and do this online. I certainly did it this past Saturday when we were out walking, is that, the unsung heroes behind this campaign are our volunteers.
Oh yeah.
And we have some great ones. Thank you to each and every one of you that comes out, that helps in your own way, whatever it is that you do. But if there weren't a reason to fight for somebody, the one thing that has struck me is that as I meet the people that come out and volunteer with us, they get involved with us, they're getting involved about change. That's what's getting involved with us. But what that does is that charges my battery to say, these are the people, this is the quote-unquote rank and file that this is all about. They want change. They're volunteering to help produce that change. And I and our candidates have an obligation to help make that change happen. It's not about payback. It's not about owing them something. It's about people that have banded together to really say, we can fix this, let's work at it, and let's make it better. So to all of our volunteers, thank you every day. You don't know how much you mean to us, but hear it from us now. You do mean, and you are out there to be counted.
Yeah, and it's up to you guys when we get in to make sure we do stay honest and we do stick to our, our guns, because primary us, if
Right.
like in the next election, like you guys, I can't even believe the amount of people that have come out, and just spent all their time helping us. And then I realized it's not to help us. It's not to help me, Martin, Dave, and Robin to get elected.
Mm-hmm.
It's because we're helping them.
Right.
We're out there to be their voice, and they're so excited that they finally have a voice that they're giving up their time for us, and that's great. And if you want to, volunteer your time to help make sure your voice is heard, do it. Because like we've said, we want to listen to you. We want your ideas. This is less about us and more about you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as the last executive meeting that we had, we ran through it a little bit quick, and then we were stuffing bags. We had a good turnout that night.
Yeah.
And we're stuffing literature and all these little door hang bags. It's the first time I've ever gotten involved in it. But it was fun. We're all chatting. You're with like-minded people. We actually had one Democrat turncoat show up and just express exactly what we're thinking. It's not about party. It's that they felt as though what the direction they wanted the town to go in wasn't happening, and they wanted to help get involved with something different.
Yeah, and it's the worst when a Democrat shows up and they're terrified
Right.
because they don't know how we're going to treat them.
Mm-hmm.
Please, if there's any Democrats watching this right now, if you're a registered Democrat, if you're unaffiliated, whatever, if you come out, we're not going to judge you at all. Everybody's welcome to our meetings.
Absolutely.
It's not like a secret thing. You don't have to swear an oath before we get started. You just sit there, hang out with us, get to know us, and
We promise there's no secret handshake.
Yeah, it's probably more relaxing than it should be. We have to work on how official our meetings are.
Yeah, we got to get through the rigmarole.
But
we're new.
But at the end of the day, I think that what we're seeing and what we're producing is, people realizing that I have a choice. Come November the 2nd, I have a choice. I have a choice to, as the old saying goes, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. Okay, you've got a choice come November 2nd. You've got a choice every day of your lives. Ask us what our opinions are. Ask us what we think. Ask us what we believe that we can do for you guys. But if it's not supported by the citizens of Deptford, it's not going to work. So we're looking for you guys to say it's time for a window to be opened, some fresh air to blow through. Let's see what these guys can do for us.
Yeah, and to Rich's point about coming out if you're unaffiliated or Democrat and all that, we are open. I mean, I think we've been pretty open going through this whole thing, doing these live streams, and that's what we want. We want to set the precedent for open and honest politics in Deptford, and for the county and the state, and federally if we can influence it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm here to shake I want to shake every Democrat's hand. Like, I'm here to talk to you guys about the issues and
we're neighbors.
come together. Like we've been saying, not everybody knows. No one person knows everything. No one person has all the answers. I'm not going to act like I have all the answers to fix all the problems.
And if they do, they're wrong.
Yeah, and if I was telling you I have all the answers, I wouldn't trust me. And that's what that's what politicians do, though. The politicians come out and say they have all the answers, and that's what we're not. We're not politicians. We're just regular people out here to try to help and make a difference.
Well, so hopefully, after November, you can't say that anymore.
Yeah.
Because then you will be politicians.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. I think
temporary.
We're going on a half hour, so if you guys want to shoot some questions in there real quick, and if not, we'll start wrapping it up so we're not just rambling on.
I think it's a label, but at the end of the day, it's if you're going to define the politician by somebody who truly has made the commitment to make a difference. Case in point, we were talking about Vince. Vince has put his money where his mouth is for the last couple of weeks, and kudos to him for doing exactly what he said he was going to do. And nobody is asking him, nobody is forcing him. He's doing this because these are his neighbors. I'm assuming, I don't want to speak for Vince. But here is a man that we've watched on social media day in and day out, not for the accolades, but for the assistance that he can provide, his group can provide to others. And I got to tell you, my hat is off to that man and the work that his team has done, because they certainly have shown what it's like to be a neighbor.
Yeah, I mean, and it does make you feel good when you see a community come together to do stuff like that.
I think the big thing is when we get in, we're not politicians, we're public servants.
Public servant, okay.
And that's what we got to remember.
I'll take that, for sure.
Yeah.
And then you're going to term limit yourself out, or are you going to stay around there for 20 years?
I'm definitely term limited. I'm moving on. I'm moving on. I want to get in for probably 1 term, 2 tops, and then I'm retiring.
Well, I can respect that for sure, because, I think a bipartisan issue is career politicians.
Yeah, no, I think it helps. It'll help our club out a lot, and I would love to see people come to meetings and say, "I want to run for council."
Right.
And it's like great, that way they'll put in the work, they'll help you out, and then run for my seat. And I'll step down. We'll put all our resources behind you. I mean, that would be amazing. I didn't start the Republican club to run for council.
Right, I remember.
I think you guys are pretty much our supporters wanted me to run, and I decided, this is the right thing to do, and I want to do this for the town. But, it comes out to be if you want to run, we'll get behind you. Definitely.
Oh, yeah, and you don't necessarily have to run for town council. If you have higher aspirations, you want to get into the state or anything, we're the first step in Deptford. If you're a Deptford resident, come out to us, and we've got the connections. We can hook you up with the county level and get you moving up.
If you want to run for Board of Ed or something like that, we can't officially support you, but, we can help you out. We can give you some advice. We can, go to your fundraisers or whatever.
So John here, he says, how will you guys match up with 4 Democrats on council? He feels like it's just going to be a stalemate. So if all 4 of us get in, there'll actually only be 3 other Democrats on the council. But we kind of covered it a little bit. We're going to try and work with everybody. We want to work with them. There's going to be issues that come up, I imagine, that the answer is going to be easy, and I think both sides will be able to work on.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it comes out to be 3 of us get in, and there's 4 Democrats on council,
that's different.
We're going to go back to what we said before, where we're our own people and we're going to vote our own ways, and I would encourage the other 4 Democrats to do the same and see if we can still usher in some change and some good moves.
Well, even if it turns out that, for example, 3 got in versus 4, sorry about that. At the end of the day, it's still, we have to remember, the folks out there that talk to us, the ones that have voted for us, the ones that pushed us into these roles, and to be their voice, because, I don't think any one of the 4 of us has shown any bit of being timid, and no. I think that, again, if the focus is on not what a Republican wants or not what a Democrat wants, but on what Deptford wants, then that really has to lead the day. if there's something that's unpopular that I hear as a Republican that really needs to be viewed as a Democrat idea, but it's good for the citizens and good for the town, that's got to have some weight. I mean, again,
Sure.
we're doing this not for our own personal gain, but we're doing this to provide a voice so there is a quote-unquote two-party system
Right.
where there is good dialogue, where there is good information going back and forth,
Well,
where there
man, busy
is-
man, Martin.
yeah, well, you know, work never stops. But where people know that they have a voice regardless of party.
Love it. I love it. As I said, I like what we're building here, guys. As I said, we got a lot of momentum. We got a lot of energy that's coming up.
Oh yeah.
And we want to see you guys out there. Reach out to us. If you want to come and just chat, that's fine. You want to leave some concerns, that's great. You want to volunteer, even better. Make sure you're heard in Deptford.
And it's the supporters that keep us going. Honestly,
100%.
there's times where I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? And then I go and talk to supporters, and they come out and they tell me how excited they are, how they can't wait to vote for us, how they're so excited for these different things we're doing. And it just really gets me pumped back up and gets me, I can't wait to get back on the campaign trail. Can't wait to go back to that next door and then everything. But I think unless you guys have any more questions.
Well, John here again, he just says, you'll have to give us more than 1 minute to speak. I assume he means at town council meetings. I
Yeah.
believe the limit is 3 minutes. And as long as you're not too crazy, I would imagine these guys will let you go.
3 minutes with 3 interruptions.
Right, yeah.
I said this once before on one of our live feeds that to me the best vision of what we can do together collectively would be a town council meeting that is standing room only, that goes until midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, because people have passion. They have something to say.
Yep.
And you know what? If you have the passion to say it, then we have the obligation to listen.
Sure, absolutely. All right, I think we're going to call it for tonight, guys. Again, I appreciate you guys coming out and checking us out. Make sure you go out and check out the website, DeptfordNJGOP.org. Like us on the Facebook page here, and if you have any questions, anything at all, reach out. We'll be sure to get back to you.
Sign up to get a yard sign.
Ooh,
You got
yard
any-
signs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely sign up to get those yard signs. We want to get those out. We want Deptford black and gold. And if you got any extra money lying around, we would love to, have some donations. We got a 21 for
We
21.
hate to
going.
rattle the can, but
Yeah, it's unfortunately running these campaigns is expensive. And, like I said, we're not politicians, we're regular people. We don't have big donors. I'm very happy to say that all of our donations have been, $21 here, $50 there, $100 here. And it's great. You guys are doing great with that, and I love it. And just thank you so much from all the donations you've given us so far. Thank you for the support at our fundraisers. It's really been amazing, and we really appreciate it. But don't stop quite yet.
look out for more. We're going to be here at least until November.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
guys.
and even after November, we do have an election. We have an election next year, and I would like to see one of you guys come out and run for council on the next
Absolutely.
ticket, and keep supporting good candidates, keep supporting regular people running, and I think we'll do really good work for this town.
Yeah, as the old saying goes, you can't score a touchdown sitting on the bench. So if you're interested and you want to get involved, get off the bench, jump in the game. We will have a great time at this. I promise you that.
All
All
right,
right,
bye,
everybody. Have a
everybody.
good night.